Thanks, Sydney. Good afternoon, everyone. Almost everybody you meet this weekend is going to begin by saying, "Welcome to Georgetown." But I want to mix things up a bit. Now, don't worry, I will wholeheartedly and without any reservation welcome you to this incredible place in about 8 minutes. But first, I want you to know why being welcomed into Georgetown has been the most transformative and unforgettable experience of my life. To kick things off, let's start with a little quiz question. I know you're probably missing school for this, though, so don't worry, I'm not grading you. But what do Barack Obama, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Paul Ryan, Danielle Brooks, Jon Stewart, and Bradley Cooper all have in common? Unfortunately, they are not all Georgetown alum, except for, of course, Bill Clinton and Bradley Cooper. But they all have spoken from this very stage over the past 4 years. So, as I'm sure you can imagine, I feel slightly inadequate standing here before you. But I am also absolutely thrilled to have the opportunity to share my Georgetown story with all of you. While I'm sure many of you have already submitted your deposits and thought about roommate choices, I am equally sure that many of you have not yet made that ultimate decision about where you want to spend the next 4 years of your life. I hope that my perspective can help you come a little bit closer to that decision. Now, I know a few moments ago I rattled off a list of impressive speakers who have spoken here at Georgetown, and I could spend my entire speech listing off more reasons that Georgetown is so great. The location, the course options, the research and internship opportunities, I promise I could go on and on. But if we're being honest, the other schools you're considering have incredible perks too, and they're going to show them off on every admitted students weekend you attend this spring. My job is to make Georgetown stand out, and it is only since coming to Georgetown that I can truly articulate what makes it so unique. So I figured I'd better let you in on that secret. What sets Georgetown apart is its engagement with the world and its constant pursuit of justice for all people. I came here expecting a world-class education, but I will graduate in May having received so much more because of this commitment to justice. On my very first visit to Georgetown in February 2012, 5 years ago now, my tour guide said, "The spirit of the Jesuit value women and men for others resonates across campus." As a tour guide myself, I have repeated that statement on every single tour I've given of this campus because it embodies the spirit of this school. Georgetown pushes students to strive toward justice and the common good in all of their endeavors and to make our campus, city, and world a better place for all people. Our classes, campus organizations, and university leaders consistently push us to live generously in service to others. Georgetown affirms the inherent dignity of each of us, urges us to respect every person, and asks us to stand in solidarity with our most marginalized communities. The fraught political climate of the recent election season has certainly not escaped our campus, but it has shown me how unequivocally committed Georgetown is to bending the arc of the universe toward justice. The morning after the election, we held a unity and interfaith prayer service in Dahlgren Quad, right behind this building. Students of all faiths and political affiliations came together to pray for our nation and to pray for our communities. I have never felt so surrounded by love as I did during that service. President DeGioia has remained steadfastly committed to protecting the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, more commonly known as DACA, in the face of threats to its existence. He has also signed a letter with other Jesuit university presidents, affirming his commitment, and I quote, "to embrace the entire human family, regardless of their immigration status or religious affiliation." To see the president of my university defend the values I hold so dearly has been absolutely invaluable to my experience on this campus. I am also inspired daily by the work of my peers in their quests toward achieving justice. Last year, Georgetown launched the Prisons and Justice Initiative, which examines criminal justice reform not only through education and lecture, but also by connecting students with prison reform organizations and providing students with the opportunity to engage with inmates at local prisons. When I was a freshman, two of my most important Georgetown mentors, Helen Brosnan and Kendall Ciesmeyer, asked me to help them start a women's leadership summit called Own It, which every spring hosts the most influential women of our generation on this very stage. These leaders come from a variety of fields, from media and art to politics and activism, to engage with college-aged young women. Every year, Georgetown's Own It Summit celebrates and cultivates a new group of confident young feminists to engage with the most important issues of our time. My involvement with Own It has shown me the integral role of feminist action and feminist thinking to achieving justice. It has taught me to be bold, courageous, and daring in all of my endeavors, and it has enabled me to inspire thousands of young women to do the same. Own It has shown me that the future is, indeed, very female. Our Center for Social Justice offers more than 35 organizations that enable students to engage with social justice in a variety of fields, from education and human trafficking to hunger and homelessness. Many of our classes even incorporate social justice into their structures. These community-based learning classes have enabled me and so many others to put the theories we learn in class into practice. For example, I am really passionate about food justice, which is a movement to ensure that people have the right to grow, sell, and eat healthy, culturally appropriate food. Not only have I been able to take classes on this very niche subject here at Georgetown, but through community-based learning, I have also been able to volunteer with Dreaming Out Loud, which is a nonprofit spearheading food justice issues here in DC. Experiences like that one embody this school's commitment, creating engaged, informed women and men who serve others. And experiences like that one have defined my Georgetown experience. Although I was engaged with social justice before coming to Georgetown, my education here has expanded my understanding on issues of justice, enabled me to stand in solidarity with marginalized communities, and empowered me to incorporate that central value, women and men for others, into everything I do. Georgetown provides you with a top-notch education, but what really makes it unique is that it shows you how to use that education to support all people, no matter their color, faith, gender, orientation, or immigration status. I have engaged with the world and with social justice at this university in ways I never knew were possible. It has profoundly changed my view of the world, and it will continue to guide me for the rest of my life. 4 years ago, almost to the day, I was sitting right there for my Gap weekend. I had just met the girl who, in a few short months, would become my freshman roommate, and as I sat and listened to people's Georgetown stories, I knew with absolute certainty that this was the place for me. And as I stand here before you today, I have never felt more confident in that decision. Now, I know the college decision process is a brutal one. I certainly do not envy you, and I promise that wherever you end up, you will love your school as much as I love mine. But the difference is that here, your school will love you back. Your deans will meet with you every week until you find that perfect major. Your professors will work with you for hours on that concept from lecture you just can't quite grasp. Your Career Center advisor will read your law school personal statement 100 times. And your friends will celebrate with you on your best days and comfort you on your worst. Last summer, I had the privilege of studying abroad in Europe, which, although it was a phenomenal experience in its own right, also made one thing very clear to me. It showed me that this hilltop is my home, and that this hilltop is my favorite place in the world. So, finally, I want to welcome you to my home. Welcome to Georgetown. Congratulations on your acceptance. I cannot wait to see what unfolds for you here. Hoya Saxa.